Hey everyone, Mr. Trochet again. Just wanted to show you how to do some of these problems for Wednesday, and let's get started. So hope everyone's having a good day so far. Um, let's get going with this. So we're going to be doing variables, and they're going to be different level of variables, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, all those things. The main thing I want to focus on is especially when you have a fraction and a variable at the same time. So it's not going to be somewhat similar to what the book is saying, but it's also just good practice because you're going to go into algebra, and this is what you need to know for that. So we're going to get going, and we'll start off pretty simple. 6 minus 2j equals 2. Now realize that this is what we're solving for, but this is a negative 2j. All right, so make sure you understand that that's a negative 2j. And then we have numbers on both sides. So if we have numbers on both sides, we can get rid of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that a 0. 2 minus 6, so I have negative 6. That's going to win by 4, so that's a negative 4. So we have negative 2j. So now, if I want to get this all by itself, I got to get rid of this negative 2. And I got to make that gone. In a sense, I have to get rid of the negative 2 by dividing it. Because this right here says negative 2 times j. And I want to get rid of this negative 2 by making a giant 1. So that's going to make a giant 1. So I'm left with j equals negative 2. Well, I have two negatives. That makes that a positive. And 4 divided by 2 is going to equal 2. So j should equal 2. And if you ever wanted to double check your work, you can by doing so here. You can take your answer. So 2 equals j. So you have 6 minus 2 times 2 equals 2. So 6 minus 4. This needs to be multiplied. I see too many times people are doing 6 minus 2 first, and that's not going to be right, because if you do that, you get 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8, and that doesn't equal 2. But if you look here, 6 minus 4 does equal 2, so then 2 equals 2. Please, please, please do not do this first. Let me show you what not to do. People are doing this. 6 minus 2 times 2, and then they are combining those. You do not want to combine those because you need to do PEMDAS. You do parentheses first. There's nothing in the parentheses, cross it out. Exponents, no exponents, cross it out. Now we multiply. And multiplying is these parentheses. So you need to multiply these two together. Don't subtract. That's like one of the last things to do. If you did 6 minus 2 first, you're going to get a wrong answer. All right? So make sure that you know j equals 2 and wonderful. All right? So let's go on to the next one. We got 3q plus 10. Well, I got a number here and a number here. I got numbers on both sides, so I can take away from both sides. And that's going to be a 0. That's going to be 9. So 3q equals 9. Divide by 3. Q equals 3. All right? So let's keep moving forward. This shouldn't take you too long, guys. You got to be able to do some of these relatively quickly. Let's jump to the next level. This is going to be, let's take a look at this one. We got 3y plus 5 equals 14. Numbers on both sides. I'm going to minus 5 here, minus 5 here. That becomes a 0. 3y equals this. Looks like that's going to be a 9. Divide by 3. I don't know why that was a level up. That should just be 3. All right. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. This is what I'm looking for. All right. Make sure you're paying attention to this. So negative 6 equals, you have a d divided by 2 minus 8. All right. So you follow the same rules and the same steps. The first thing you want to do, turn the lights. Can I get the lights on? Is it not? There we go. All right, so I have numbers on both sides. So this is -8, so I'm going to add 8 here. That becomes a 0. Then we have d divided by 2 equals, this is +2. Now, this right here, this means division. So in order to get rid of division, you have to do the opposite, which means you need to multiply. And you need to multiply by 2 over 1. So you're dividing by 2, so then you multiply by 2. And then these right here cross out. But what I do on one side, I got to multiply by 2 on the other side. So I'm multiplying by 2 to get rid of this division. So I did 2 over 1. 2 divided by 1 here, that's still 2. So that's going to equal 4. 4 equals D. All right. Now, if you did this in here, I put a 4 right here. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 minus 8 is going to be -6. So that should be the correct answer. All right. Let's see if we can get another difficult one coming up. I want to see if you can get another fraction. Just one more fraction. Oh, you have decimals. Interesting. Decimals are no problem. Just takes a little bit more time. So let's take a look. 17.3 minus 2p equals 5.7. Well, I got numbers here and numbers here. So I can take away 17.3 from both sides. So I have -2p equals, and then let's go ahead and flip this real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I know my answer needs to be a negative because this is a bigger number, so it needs to be negative, but I'm just going to flip this just so I know what my numbers are. 13 here is 6, 16 and 5 is 11, so this should be 11.6. All right, so let's go ahead and do -2p divide by -2. And so this is going to go in 11.6. I know that this is a negative and a negative, so my answer is going to be a positive answer. It's going to be a positive answer. So then divide by 2. That goes in 5 times. 1, 6, 16. Bring up my decimal. So 5 times 2 is 10, gives me 1 left over. 16. Now it's going to be 5, 8. So my answer is going to be positive 5.8. All right, now we got another fraction. All right. We're going to do this one more, and then we're going to go to the next one. All right, so j divided by -3 plus a -4 equals -3.6. All right, so the first thing I like to do is I'm just going to get rid of these numbers. I have numbers on both sides. I'm just going to get rid of these numbers. I'm going to use blue this time now. And this is a -4, so I'm going to add 4 here. Add 4 here. So I have j divided by -3 equals, this right here is going to be a positive number, and it's just going to be 0.4, 0.4. So yeah, 0.4 and 0.6, yep, that's right. And now we are going to multiply this by -3, and multiply this by -3, because a -3 times a -3 that's being divided is the opposite. Or if you look at it like a fraction like this, those numbers are going to cross out. So I'm left with j equals, and that's going to be a negative answer here. So that's going to be a -1.2. Let's see if I'm right. I hope I'm right. It'd be nice if I was right. -1.2. All right, that's it. Here, what you need to do is you got to make sure that you distribute first. Let me just show you the first step on how to do that. So 3.36 equals 1.68b plus 7. You need to make sure you do this, multiply it there, and multiply it there. So 1.68b plus, and then do the math there. All right, let's go on to the next one though. Multi-step equations and all this stuff. I got about 5 minutes left on this video. This one's pretty easy. It's going to be a different amount of reviews and stuff. You never know what you're going to get. 3 minus v equals 1. Subtract the 3 on both sides because I have numbers on both sides, so I can do that. Negative v equals, this is wrong, sorry. Oop, oop. There we go. That's wrong. I got ahead of myself. That is going to be negative 2, but I have a negative v. I need to divide this by another negative. All right, and in order to divide by a negative, it's just 1. So this crosses out. V divided by 1 is just v, and then these cross out to become positive, so that's going to be a 2. Look, 3 minus 2 equals 1. Now you're probably wondering, oh, Mr. Trochet, I know that already. I know 3 minus 2 equals 1. But this is where you build the skill, build the concept. You need to show the work, practice it over and over again. Yes, I could have done this in my head, but I'm showing you, do the work, practice it. If I can do it, you can do it. I know you know it, but it's not about getting it done fast. It's about doing the steps right. If it's 2 plus x equals 4, you need to still learn how to solve by subtracting 2 on both sides. Things like that, guys. All right, so it's very important to do this. Now 6 minus k equals 3. We know that's going to be 3, right? But we're just going to show our work, okay? We're going to show our work. 6 minus k equals 3. Oops, equals 3. Minus 6 on both sides. Negative k equals negative 3, divide by the negative. So k equals 3. All right? So just understand that showing the work is important. All right, distribution. Let's go here. So 3w plus 1 equals 9. I'm going to take my 3, multiply it here. Or, now that I see that it's 3 here, I can divide this by 3. So you can do it both ways. You can distribute and then work it out, or you can divide. Now dividing is going to be a lot easier because that's going to just give you w plus 1 equals 3. Well, then you minus 1 on both sides and you get w equals 2. Now you can only divide if this number and this number can both be divided because this is multiply, right? So opposite of multiply is divide by 3. So then you do that same thing on the other side. All right. So here we go. We got a fraction here. Remember, 6 divided by z equals 2. Now, I have a division. I'm dividing by z, so I'm going to multiply this by z, multiply this by z. So the z's cross out. That's okay. The z's can cross out, but did I get rid of the z? Nope. It's basically like on the other side now because I'm multiplying it. So now I have 6 equals 2z, and then you just divide by 2. So z is going to equal 3. So let's think, 6 divided by 3 equals 2. That is correct. All right, so let's go to the highest level. Let's go to the highest level here. What can we? This one's pretty, distribution, that's, yeah, multi-step. I guess we can do this one. Let's check the challenge out though. That's pretty tough. All right, we'll just do this one. This is my last problem. All right, so 6 equals 3f. 3f plus 1 minus 3. Here's one thing. This can be divided by 3. That can be divided by 3, and that. Now remember, this is one term, this is another term, and this is another term. You can divide it all by 3. So you get 2 equals f plus 1 minus 1. And then these will cross out, so 2 equals f. So let's check it out. 3, so 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 3 is 6. And that's one way you could do it. All right, Have a great day.